Hello everybody, I hope you guys are all enjoying your day. Today we're going to be looking at your weekend winter storm over parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes as well as the Northeast, where you could be expecting up to 3 to 6 inches of snowfall, and we're also going to be focusing on some rainfall, which could impact areas of the coastal Northeast with 1 to 2 inches, maybe even 2 to 3 inches of rainfall here. So we're going to be going over both of those things in this video, and then we're going to be going over my final winter storm forecast for this winter storm. And I believe this storm still isn't named yet, so it's a very weak system. It just goes to show you, we were thinking this was going to get named maybe 4 or 5 days ago, but now it looks like it shouldn't even be named, and it isn't named yet. So we'll see what the Weather Channel does with this. I really don't think they're gonna name it since we are this close, or we're almost finishing up this event here. So we're gonna be going over your radar here. We're gonna be going over your European model forecast and then my personal forecast as well. Now let's get right into it here. We have the National Weather Service here, and we have over parts of southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois. We have some winter weather advisories as well as parts of eastern Pennsylvania, northwest New Jersey, eastern New York, much of Maine, and Vermont, as well as northern half of New Hampshire, and a little bit of western Massachusetts there. Now we also have another pocket here for western Montana, but that's pretty much it for much of the United States. We have pretty much nothing else going on for much of the rest of the United States. It's going to be a pretty dry week unless you live in the northwest, where you could be expecting quite a bit of storms to impact your area, and I did post on that yesterday, so you can go check that out. Here's your current radar. Now, this doesn't show you the precipitation type, whether this is snow or rain. This is from the National Weather Service, but it does show you the intensity. Now, most of this is in the form of rain until you get pretty much north of this area. That's snow, and also this area right here, this is snow as well. But to the south of that, that's some pretty heavy rain for the most part. There's some isolated pockets of snow and ice in there, but for the most part, this is rain, and it's very heavy rain for January, and that's why I showed you this radar, because this is what's currently going on as of when I'm recording this, which is Saturday morning, and we have some pretty good banding, and this is going to move through, and it could dump maybe half an inch to an inch over some areas within an hour or two, so it's going to be a very intense band of rainfall. Now, here's where your low pressure systems are currently set up. Now, you have one low pressure system. This is the one that was set up in the Gulf of Mexico just a while back. I'll move down there. It was set up somewhere over western Louisiana, eastern Texas. Now, this is set up over parts of North Carolina, and we also have this other low pressure system here, kind of split off into two. We have this much stronger low pressure system. So this was the one that was in western Louisiana. This one split off here, and then this was the one, this is your main low pressure system. So this is going to be your stronger low pressure system. This is your weaker one, but this is the one that's providing your enhanced rainfall to parts of the Northeast. And if you didn't have this low pressure system right here, you wouldn't have that back end snowfall to parts of the Midwest. Now, here is your European model forecast. Now, this is your high resolution European model, and we're zoomed in on the Northeast, as this is pretty much the only area that's getting impacted with this storm anymore. We have heavy rain moving in through much of the northeastern United States. You see, we have rain all the way up into Canada, into southern Canada. We have rain. You have some snowfall getting into parts of northernmost New York State, and then as we continue this, you have that heavy band of rain start to move in by Saturday mid-afternoon, and then it's departing and now into New England as you get into a Saturday later in the evening. We have some very scattered mixed precipitation as well as some snowfall over northern New England and northern upstate New York. You have this band of snowfall on the backside. This is lake effect that's coming in from Lake Michigan and Lake Superior, and that's going to be moving in come Sunday, very early in the morning. We have rain all the way up into Maine, New Hampshire, and you even have mixing issues all the way up into the Canadian border, and you see it's very isolated and it's very elevation dependent with this system, so it really doesn't have any cold air with it pretty much. So it's really all it has to work with what it has, and it doesn't have a lot of cold air here, so that's why it's going to be a primarily rain event. On the backside, this would be by Sunday morning. Now getting into Sunday afternoon, it's pretty much rain and snow lake effect showers. So anytime that you're dealing with rain involved with your lake effect, you know it's pretty warm outside. You're seeing rain mixing in with these snow showers or this lake effect snow here, and that would be for Sunday, and then it really continues. But you see, we still even have that mixing issue lingering into your Monday. Now, here's your total rainfall out of this event, and you see we have a good 1 to 2 inches over much of this area that it just circled, and then areas to the north, this is going to be primarily in the form of snowfall. Now, this is your precipitation, so this isn't necessarily just your rainfall, but for much of this area that's again south of around this area, this is pretty much all rainfall. Now, here is your total ice accumulation forecast, and this going through Monday morning. So basically, once this system is wrapped up, you see we have about a tenth to a quarter of an inch of ice over northern Maine and getting into parts of easternmost Canada, and as well we have some over northern Pennsylvania and southern upstate New York, and then scattered here and there for parts of the northern New England area. Now, here's your total snowfall from the European model, and this is going through Sunday night, so we'll put this out a little bit more, and this would be for Monday morning. And you see, we have a couple pockets here seeing over 6 inches, but that's also enhanced with lake effect snowfall here. And really, this is pretty much all from this event, and it's very minimal amounts here, maybe up to 6 inches in some isolated locations and areas in northern New England and northern most upstate New York. So it's a very warm system, and it has a very it's a very large warm sector that is associated with this. So pretty much anywhere south of this line isn't seeing any snowfall out of this event, and even the areas to the north and west of this line are seeing very minimal amounts of snowfall out of this system. Now, let's get into my personal forecast, which is going to include your storm track forecast as well as your snow and rain forecast. Now, here's your storm track. Now, we're going to have this main low pressure system over parts of northern Michigan, and this is going to move pretty much straight. We have this secondary low pressure system, which is actually going to kind of turn into your main low pressure system to the south in Virginia, and that's going to ride up the Appalachians and all the way. This low pressure is tracking all the way into parts of northern Maine, so it's a very far north and west tracking system, and that's why you have so much rain and warm air associated with this. This system is going to be going on pretty much until tomorrow, and then it pretty much fizzles out, and then you have some you just have some lake effect snow and rain showers for coming on for your Monday and Tuesday. Now, here's your under an inch area of snowfall, and this can be anywhere from Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, eastward, really to the west of the Appalachians, through West Virginia into Pennsylvania, New York, and into Vermont, New Hampshire, and northern Maine, where you are all going to be expecting at least a coating of an inch, any amount of snowfall expected in this area. Once you get into this 1 to 3 inch area, which is suppressed well far to the north, as you see here, this is where you could be expecting maybe a good accumulation, but these areas average over 100 inches of snow a year, so these areas should probably get impacted with 6 to 12 inches of snowfall, not 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. And this is for the UP of Michigan and through Ohio, Pennsylvania, and through the northern part of upstate New York, northern Vermont, and into northern Maine as well, all saying 1 to 3 inches. And I even put a 3 to 6 inch area where I think it is likely that you surpass 3 inches over parts of northern Maine, and that's for the very northern parts of Maine there. Now, here is your under an inch layer of rainfall, and this can be over parts of Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, through Ohio and into West Virginia, and then through the mid-Atlantic and coastal Northeast, where you could be expecting under an inch of rainfall out of this event. So pretty much any type of rainfall out of this event. And also something you want to know, there will be rainfall over the southeast, but that is not associated with this. This is over a different system, and that's why you're seeing rainfall. So any rainfall that you see over the southeast, and you will have some come today and tomorrow, and even it's all the way through Wednesday and Thursday, that's going to be because of a different system, not because of this winter storm. Now, here is your 1 to 2 inch area, and this is going to be over parts of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, through the Hudson Valley, and into parts of Connecticut, Rhode Island, and western Massachusetts, where you could be experiencing 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. And I wouldn't be surprised if a couple areas pick up over 2 inches. Actually, a couple areas already did. I heard reports that there were 2.5 inch reports over parts of northern Delaware. And they're also under a flood warning already. So, some flooded roads are definitely possible over these areas. So, make sure to take caution if you do live in these areas. And this is what's to come, not what has already fallen. So you've already seen quite a bit of rain and snow in some of these areas. Now that is going to wrap this video. Please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turn on notifications so you do not miss any forecasts that I do post. Now that is going to wrap the video. Thanks for watching, and that was Eli the Weather Guy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.